Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup on a budget. All of my products that I used on my face are Drugstore. If you want to see how I got this look, keep on watching. So to get started, I'm going to go in with my moisturizer, and this is going to be my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream. I absolutely love this stuff, especially for a drugstore. It's like a dupe of the Tatcha $70 cream that I can't afford, and I just love using this under my makeup because it makes my face last all day. After putting on my moisturizer, I like to let my skin set. That way my skin can adjust to the moisturizer and kind of get a second to seep into my skin, just give a fresh base. After letting my moisturizer sit for a little bit, I go in with a primer, and this is going to be my Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser from Maybelline, and this was one of my first primers to ever get when I found out what a primer was. I absolutely love it. My main goal when doing this is putting it on my T-zone and on my blemishes mostly, just because it gives like a blur effect when you put your foundation on, and it tends to just add an extra layer of skin. That way it just looks better. If my voice sounds really weird, I'm actually getting sick. I started school last week, and what a coincidence, I am sick. After doing my primer, I then go in with my brows. I'm gonna go in with the Revlon Brow Fantasy. I did use this in my 5-minute makeup tutorial. I really do like this brow pencil for Drugstore because it is super easy to blend out and it's super quick, and I absolutely love the brow gel on the other end. It's in the shade, I want to say dark brown. After going through with the brow pencil, I then go in with my MAC 212 brush, and it's just a square brush. You just need a brush that you can conceal your brows with. And I then go in, conceal my brow. To conceal my brows, I'm going in with the NYX eyeshadow base, and this is in the shade, ESB03, but it just says skin tone. But just go in and trace your brows. And I like to use the eyeshadow base because it's like a concealer, and then I just bring it down to act as my eyeshadow base. So after pretty much tracing out your brows, I then just brush the product down or out to get rid of the harsh lines. Now that I am at the front of my brow, I don't want harsh lines, so I'm just going in like I did on my bronze goddess video. Just brush down to blend in that little bit of concealer. If you have harsh concealer like right on the edge of your brow, I just go in and I do the same thing. After doing that, I go in with the other side, my little gel side, and I'm just gonna go in and sort of just kind of set them. I didn't put a lot of concealer under my eyes, but brushing it down did bring it to about right here. But the only problem is that I need to get right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my eyeshadow base that I just used to conceal my brows and just wipe her all over. Just get your finger and blend the base in. After setting the base on my eyes, I'm not going too crazy today. I want to do just like kind of a neutral tone for my look today. I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild eyeshadow quad. It's like kind of like a beginner set because it tells you the crease, the brow bone, the transition, and the eyelid. I really do like that. That really helped me whenever I started my makeup, and it was only like, I want to say a couple dollars. So I also wanted to try it out because for a couple of dollars, I may be using this light all the time. To start off, I'm gonna get just a big brush that you can wipe the eyeshadow all over your eyes with. And I'm gonna go in with the transition shade and just wipe all around. Tap the excess and brush all over my eyes. This palette's called Walking on Eggshells. After putting that eyeshadow all over my lid, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M43. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M433 brush. I'm gonna get this crease shade right here and dab her around, tap that excess, and then get right in my crease. So I'm kind of just following what it says, but I may just like add a little twist to it, you know. And I really do actually like the sparkles. I'm a sparkle gal. What I like to do is, because you don't want it to be too harsh, you're gonna go in and just kind of swirl around to get rid of the harsh lines if there's any. If there's not, you're just playing it safe. So because I want to add a little more of a darker brown to the outer corner of my eye, I'm gonna go in, and it's a little rusty. I've had it for like 5 years. It's been hidden for like 3 years. So I'm going in with the Wet n Wild contouring palette, and I'm just gonna get this dark brown shade right here and dab around. Tap the excess and go into my outer corner. Since there is a little bit of a pink rose goldy shade in this, I wanted to kind of make the colors mesh all together. I realized I have a lot of Wet n Wild stuff. I mean, I guess that's nice because all their stuff is like under $10. I'm using my Wet n Wild blush. It's in the shade Mellow Wine. It's a very natural blush and I absolutely love it. It seems darker, but it works for my skin. And I'm just gonna go into the crease and just do a little bit of light strokes. After doing that, I'm then gonna go in and just kind of blend it out. I'm gonna use my B81 Morphe brush and just mesh it all together. I'm then gonna go in with my eyelid shade, and I love it. It's like so pink, I love it. So I'm gonna use the matte finish setting spray on my M210 brush and just spray that sucker. Get it all over the brush. I'm just gonna press down into the corner. After that, I'm going to get my blending brush and just kind of blend it in to where I put the glitter. That way it all kind of meshes together, you know? I'm gonna go in with the brown bone shade on this palette and just use the same brush, get a little bit on there, plop her on to my brow bone. I really do like to do my primer first and then my brows and my eyes. That way it gives my skin time to adjust to the primer and just let it sit for a little bit. For my face, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation since I tend to have oily skin throughout the day. I'm going in with the shade Sun Beige for this foundation, and I'm just plopping her all on this blender. This is a new bottle, so like she's fresh. Or I used her yesterday. But other than that, she's new. After I get a little bit on the beauty blender, I'm going to just dab around my face. Just blend it all out. Look at that honker right there. My skin has been doing so bad this week. It's honestly like kind of depressing. I think it's really because school started. I'm not even kidding. Because my skin was doing so good 2 weeks ago and now it's just wanting to trip. And I'm sick, so love that. I really do love this foundation because for $5.64 plus tax, this foundation covers everything. And it blends so well, like I'm honestly kind of shook still to this day. After putting my foundation on, I'm going to get my Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline and put this concealer all under my eyes because these bags are surreal. We be looking rough. And then I'm gonna go in and get my blemishes, which is like everywhere this week. Okay, that should be good. And I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender. I normally don't use the same beauty blender. I forgot to wet my other one and I don't want to get up to wet the other one. I'm just gonna use the same one because it really doesn't matter, so. After doing that, I'm then gonna go in with a cream contour and I'm gonna use my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Beautiful Bronze. So in the shade I used for my concealer is Light Pale. Line this sucker out, there we go. Here is gonna fit base and blend it out. And you don't wanna really be heavy. I tend to be heavy when blending because I wanna get it blended out, but it doesn't work like that, I've learned. So you gotta just go with the flow. And I just tend to do circular motions. That way it's not so harsh lines and it just kind of all meshes together. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do a wing. So let's do a wing. I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline. Why did I hold it like that? For my wing, I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Eye Studio in the shade Charcoal. And I'm gonna get just an e.l.f. winged liner brush and swirl her around in the pot. And we're gonna go ham and hope for the best. I like to start at the middle of my eye because I have hooded eyes. So having a thinner line finish at the middle of your pupil helps my eyes not look so big. You really wanna have just like a light hand with this. And I don't like to have a lot of product on the brush when doing this so that if you mess up, it's not like a huge mess up. So I figured out that since my eyes are hooded, doing a liner that goes up, or really that wings out, doesn't work for my eyes because number one, they're hooded, and number two, they're like really oval small. So doing that really doesn't work for me. Having a liner that goes more out and straight works better for my eyes and gives my eyes more of a bigger look. After doing my liner, I then like to have super clean line. So doing that, I'm gonna go in with the just e.l.f. liner, and it's in the shade Jet Black, and I like to just make sure that there's not a lot of product on the brush, and I just go in and trace my work.
Housekeeping.
You can come in.
Housekeeping. Are you typing?
Yes.
Hi.
They say hi.
Mom and Dad say good morning.
Well, good morning. See how I just look so much darker and cleaner? I just really like that. So now that I have finished my wing, I like to go in with just a square brush. You can just use a brush that you conceal with. And I go in with my foundation shade, and I just like scoop out of the bottle, just like the side, because you don't need a lot. And I basically use this to clean up my winged liner. So now that we have my foundation, my contour, my concealer on, we can now go in with the face, or like the powder of the face. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my CoverGirl, nose itch. I'm gonna go in with my CoverGirl medium translucent powder. I recently just found this, and I love the way that it feels on my skin. So I'm going to get this right here, the stuff in the pan. I'm gonna get my beauty blender and dab her in there. Set my makeup, just set it wherever you want, it doesn't really matter. I guess this isn't a bad thing. I tend to smile a lot, so I like to set around my mouth because that really helps not leave any creases. That's a way that I've found. So if you smile a lot, set around your mouth. Yay, we're set. So now that we have that done, I'm then going to go in with a bronzer. For my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula, and I'm just gonna swirl her around. It's in the shade Bronzer, by the way. Like, it's literally called Bronzer, so that's cool. I'm just gonna swirl around and, you know, bronze it up. After I do my bronzer, I just make sure that there's no harsh lines and blend out my stuff. I'm then going to just get an angled face brush, just like this right here, and I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild contour palette that I haven't used in so long, and just like swipe it. Tap that excess off. Right at the top of your ear, just work your way down and do super light strokes because this does tend to come off heavy. You just don't want to have so much, that way it's a lot easier to blend it out. I have to say, Wet n Wild's been doing so good lately, and e.l.f. Like, I'm loving their stuff. Like, really. I'm gonna go in with my powder brush and just swipe around, blend it out. Life's good. I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild blush. It's in the shade Mellow Wine, and we're gonna smile and put this blush on. And then I like to put it on my nose, that way it gives me more of a sun-kissed vibe. I don't know, because it's like the end of summer, so might I say I love blush. Love it. Love blush. I love blush. After doing that, I get my powder brush and I just I just do circular motions to make sure that there's no harsh lines from the blush, and we're golden. I'm gonna then go in with this Wet n Wild highlighter. I am so excited to use this. I've seen so many good things on this highlighter, so I am so excited to use this on my face, if I can find my highlighting brush. And so I'm gonna use my matte finish spray and just spray my highlighter, and we're gonna swirl it all around, put her on my face. Oh my gosh. Wow, that looks so good. Your nose. We love the temples. Wow, I'm honestly shocked. Like, that looks so good. After putting my highlighter on, I'm gonna go in with my NYX lip liner. This is in the shade Sugar Glass, and I'm just gonna trace my lips. Now that I have sort of an outline, I'm gonna go in with my, I think it's J.Lo's collection with L'Oreal, but I love this lipstick. It's in the shade Eva's Nude, and I'm just going to plop her on. I absolutely love this lipstick. I'm finally gonna go in with my mascara. I don't really want to wear any lashes today because I don't know, I just don't really want to. So I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. It is the waterproof kind, and I want to say it is Blackest Black. Now that we have our mascara on, I'm then going to go in under my eyes with my Wet n Wild contour thingamajigger. And I'm gonna get this dark brown shade right here, tap off that excess, and just brush it in under my eyes. Oh, and by the way, I used the Morphe MB27 brush. After doing that, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild highlighting highlighter, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna brush onto there, and I'm gonna put it to the inner corner of my eye. And by the way, I sprayed this brush before doing my highlighter on the inner corner. That way that it's super emphasized, because I love emphasized highlighters. Now that we are done with my face, I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Matte Finish Setting Spray and spray her all over. I'm gonna go get a fan, and we got a fanner. And that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I made sure that most of this stuff was under $10. I want to say the only thing that was not under $10 was the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. This runs at $15.38, I want to say. Probably a few cents off, but for sure $15. Go on ahead and give a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you want to continue seeing these beauty on a budget videos. I really enjoy doing these. They're so much fun. I cannot wait to do more. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.